We should be live in a couple of seconds. And yeah, we are.
That'll work.
We're live. Absolutely superb. Is that birds in the background?
Yeah, man. You know, I'm sitting outside. I like to be outside in nature, to calm my mind and get my thoughts right,
I think that's absolutely fabulous to actually be out there in nature. So this is, it's just an honor to have you on the show. It's a real pleasure, and thank you for agreeing to do a video interview, which is good. So right now you're in Oklahoma, am I correct?
That's where I'm from, man. Right now, as we speak, I'm right outside of at Atlanta, Georgia, right now as we speak. I got some meetings and some business things to take care of later on in Atlanta. So I'm down here with a couple of friends, family, and colleagues trying to get some things, get the ball rolling, pretty much for my brand.
Now,
shout out ATL.
Yeah, man. Shout out ATL. Superb. It's true. No, very, very, very true. So, Frank, is it 450 or 450, Simon?
It's 450. I go by 450.
Okay, but what does that mean? 450?
Oh man, 450. It has its own little story behind it. A lot of my, I really don't call them fans. I call them supporters. A lot of my close supporters, they know, I played sports. I was a big football head. I was real good at football. I made it pretty far, and I was real strong in the weight room. So I was working out in college and coming straight out of high school, and my coach made a joke about me being able to bench press 450 coming out of the womb. I mean, it's like I bet you coming straight out the womb, you was lifting weights. You was probably benching 450. Well, it kind of stuck after that, and it had a little ring to it, and people started calling me that, and I kind of ran with it. Had its own little ring to it.
Wow. Well, that then makes sense because you got the D1 football scholarship to Sam Houston State University, so that's it says a lot.
Definitely.
Man. So you are quite a brilliant football player.
Yeah, man, that's kind of where it all started, man. That's actually what made me find my passion of music in the first place. I was always doing music when I wasn't doing football, but football was at the forefront for the longest, So I went ahead and I actually broke my ankle, and it kind of put a halt on my football career, but throughout that time, it helped me meet a lot of great people, helped me rub shoulders with a lot of people, which then turned into supporters and fans, across many states. I was born in Kansas, moved to Oklahoma, played football there, got a full-ride scholarship to Texas, played football there, and rubbed shoulders in many different states. As I say, is Big Rio Pit, born in Kansas, raised in Oklahoma, polished in Texas.
I absolutely love it. Big Rio Pitts, born in Kansas, raised in Oklahoma, polished in Texas. So that is absolutely phenomenal. It's brilliant. So originally you sent me over, was it 3 tracks? Was it last week?
Yeah, I sent you 3 tracks, man. I just got done with my Mixtape Universal Laws, and I'm actually working on my second mixtape of 2021, and it just started. I'm about to drop the new song on the 9th, actually called "A Word from Pac." But I sent you some of my top hits that a lot of people say that they like. That's actually spinning. Got some radio spins on them in Atlanta and 103.1, which is I'm gonna be speaking with them. And also in Chicago on 107.5. I have I Ain't Them, as well as Baby, my song Baby, as well as spinning and so I'm just just trying to. I'm a one-man band. I'm just trying to get my brand and build my brand up. Coming out in 2021, just get some ears and listeners, and just that's what I'm out doing.
Yeah. Definitely, man. So more drive than a trucker, mindset of a genius, man. Yeah, man. That is sick.
Yes, sir.
Sir. That is rather badass, if I may say. That is absolutely superb. So, I think you could possibly be in one of the most safest places where you could be in terms of a forest, in terms of radiation. So, I know it sounds a bit.
Yes, definitely, definitely. Man, it's great out here, man. It's I actually a lot of times, man, what people don't know, just a little insight on 450. I actually I don't a lot of times I don't write in the studios. You know, I sometimes I do, but a lot of times I don't write in the studio. I'll go out in nature, park by a body of water, park by a lake, you know, and ground myself. And then I'll go ahead and have my thoughts come to me and you know, and that's how I vibe. A lot of times I'm not in the studio. I'm a little different from a lot of artists. You know, I go in the studio and I handle my business, but a lot of my art and a lot of my creativity comes to me where I'm at right now.
Absolutely superb. You said the words ground yourself. Ground yourself to me means taking off your shoes and standing in the grass.
Hey, if that's what it takes to get some thoughts rolling, you know, I will. No, I mean ground myself as in, you know, get in your, how can I say the best place? You know, a worldwide term, get in your happy place. That's a good worldwide term to use. You know, get in your happy place, get in your zone. Where do you like to be that brings out your creativity? What brings out, you know, that in you? And, you know, nature happens to do that for me, you know, being out in a beautiful day, hearing the birds, hearing, you know what I mean? Just being free. That does that for me. That actually brings out the creativity for me. I'm in the oddest places, but I get some of the best tracks from it.
Absolutely superb. So, correct me if I'm wrong. Atlanta has its own amazing music scene.
Definitely, definitely.
So how would you describe the Atlanta sound?
Oh man, that down south sound, you know, they're actually moving. You know what I mean? They have a lot of great artists right now coming up, young as well. A lot of young great artists coming up, and a lot of artists out of there that has paved the way. You know what I mean for others, and the artists or the Atlanta scene itself has became real big. You know what I mean? Just Atlanta. I'm not even talking down south as a whole. Just Atlanta itself. You know, I've heard of a lot of artists and a lot of artists, upcoming artists, just trying to move there, you know, just to get in their scene, you know, just to be able to rub shoulders with the right people, you know, and hey, that's what I'm down here for. You know what I mean? The same exact thing. You know, it's a lot of great, how can I say, behind the scenes of business that happens, you know, in Atlanta with the emerging and of their sound and their scene. So I want to put my where it's wanted, you know, put my brand where it's very lucrative. And I felt like this move was great for my brand and great for my music and for me as a growing artist. You know, I'm a student at all times.
I love the way you said that. And talking about being a student at all times, in one of the songs I played out on the radio show yesterday, I'm sure you mentioned that you learned Pro Tools from watching YouTube videos.
Yeah, that's in that I ain't film. Yes, yeah. You know, I was YouTube was school, mechanic with these Pro Tools, life taught lessons. One of them was never lose. You know what I mean? And what that meant was that whole thing meant was, you know, there's, you know, YouTube, you know, everybody knows about YouTube, of course, you know, and you can't really not say you can't do anything with there being a YouTube there in a way. You know, it can teach you how to do anything if you take the time to go search for it, you know, and so, you know, I was always, you know, coming up into the music. I actually started off making beats first before I even started rapping, you know, to let people know. I actually started off making beats. You know, I got me a beat pad, bought a keyboard, you know, and got into that, you know, and I enjoyed that. But I'm more of a performer. You know, I like to be wild. I like to be outgoing, and I couldn't do that behind the keys. You know, I couldn't do that behind the keys. I like to perform, so you know, I had to ease off of that. But I never lost how to get into Pro Tools and how to record myself. That's the main thing I want to find out how to do as an artist is how to record myself. So what do when it's going to cost you about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,000, 9, 10 grand to go to school. Hey, I just started, you know, and I actually took it like school. I would wake up at 8, I'd go and I would school myself. I would
Wow.
have my notepad, I would turn my YouTube on, switch to whatever videos I had. I would have my own self a break for lunch. And then I would actually go back and sit down like I'm in school. And then I would get out of school, and the rest of my day I would relax on myself. And the morning wake up, I would go right to school. I would use it at school to figure out how to record myself, to figure out how to make myself, even how to use my own voice as the ultimate instrumental of the whole song. I use YouTube, so I had to put that in my music to let people know, you can always make it, even without YouTube. Pick up a book. I mean, there's something out there that can teach you how to do whatever that you want to do. You just have to put your effort into finding it.
Well, I must say that over your side of the pond, like Pro Tools is the one, isn't it? That is the one. So you guys are heavy on Pro Tools. Like, I think
definitely.
We have a lot of Steinberg Cubase users over here, and a lot of Logic users of course. Man, I love Pro Tools.
A lot.
Yeah, I think Pro Tools is a monster for mixing. It's a mixing monster. I do prefer Cubase for MIDI work though. For MIDI, laying down MIDI work. So
yeah, that makes sense. So, are you more of you like analog or digital?
Well, to be honest, you'd actually have a shock, my brother, like, because people always try and jump on the whole analog bandwagon, but sometimes you'll play them digital stuff and they won't even know.
Yeah, you're right.
They won't even know. So as far as I'm concerned, it's just I do love analog stuff though. I'm always soldering my own bits of gear here in the studio and just tinkering around and messing around with transformers. I mean, over there, I think you guys have got Cinemag transformers over here. We've got Carnhill transformers, St. Ives, Marinair transformers, and the rest of that. It's just how boring talking about transformers. Sorry. But
I understand that.
Brilliant. So okay. So what was your actual first release? That's what I'm trying to work out.
My actual first release was my song "Baby."
I love it.
I say it's more of a hip hop pop hit, that I came up with. I was actually speaking to a couple of industry execs. I'm not going to really drop too many names right now, but a couple of big time industry execs, and they was talking to me about being more invitable. Your music is great, and even some of your rough music is great, and it is invitable. You're very how can I say, presentable artist. You can be presented, and it's okay to any type, how can I, genre or any type age group, so but the main thing is telling me is be more music. So I just went back to the drawing boards and talked to a couple producers and I came up with the song "Baby." So that was one of my first releases for Universal Laws, mixtape I just now dropped for 2021, so it's "Baby" was one of the first ones, man. So I'm pushing that right now as I work on my next one.
Well, I played out "Baby" on the radio show yesterday, last night over here, and I thought, wow. I thought 450 is very versatile. It's a commercial sound. That is like your like a top 10 sort of sound you've got there. So I
appreciate it. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, and I thought that's why I played. What else did I play? I've just been listening to, just before our call. I was listening to "Mask 'Em Up," right? And I thought, that is sick. And I got to listen to Game of Life, and there's, every day it's got a reggae vibe to it as well. And I thought to myself, this mixtape, is it 10 tracks?
Yes.
10 tracks of just wizardry.
Thank you, man. I and that's how I put it together. And my thing is, people hear me say it a lot. I kind of cruise in my own lane. Not even a kind of, I do cruise my own lane. But my main thing is, I'm very big on quality over quantity.
Yeah.
So my fans, or my supporters, I don't like to say fans, my supporters. A lot of times artists be like, "Hey, I'm about to drop a rock song." It's like, "Oh, you're stepping out of your boundaries. This is going to be crazy." My supporters be like, "I can't wait to hear it because this is what he does. He's so versatile. He's able to do it. I'll be like, oh, I'm going to drop a pop song. They're like, oh, it's not like such a surprise from an average artist. They know my versatility. So it's more of looking forward to it. Like, oh man, I wonder what it's gonna sound like. I know it's gonna be a hit. Every song he drops is hits and they have meanings to them, So that's what I big myself on is the versatility that I'm able to do, and not trying to do it. The versatility that is me. It just comes natural to be able to, reach multiple friends in multiple genres.
Wow. Salute to that, man. Great answer as well. You know what I mean? If I could send you a gold medal for that answer. I love it. That's like the model answer. So it's brilliant. But okay, so do you do the lyrics first? Yeah, am I right? Lyrics first, then music after, or music first, then lyrics after?
Oh man, that's a good question. Honestly, I think my lyrics and melody comes to me first before I even think about music to it, putting any beat or anything to it. I'll sit here, and it could be at random times, something nice to hit me. And my phone is my ultimate prize, And I say that because my phone recorder has hits on hits on hits that I haven't even recorded, just because it hit me right then and there, and I need to grasp that moment. So I turn my phone recorder on, grasp that melody of it, and then later on I'll go back and polish it, But I grab my melodies and everything like that. I think I grab those first.
Wow. And so what about the actual mixing? Do you do it as a separate process?
Yes, very much so. I think if I get into levels, then I'll separate them. But if I'm up and I'm rocking, we're gonna roll through that whole song and that whole session until we're able to say, hey, we're gonna put that up. I don't really like getting off of a song and coming back to it. And the reason why, because you always get a different vibe to it. And I've kind of noticed that even going in and rapping it in a different time, even if you try to grab that vibe, it still comes out as it's just not that captured of a moment. You know what I mean? I like to capture the moment and get it all done. My engineer's ready to rock. He's rocking. He's feeling it. I'm rocking. I'm feeling it. Let's get this one done. Put it to the side. We come back tomorrow. We have something that's finished and not something that we have to come back to.
Very, very, very true. So, but how fast is your turnaround? I mean, to do 10 tracks for Universal Laws, right? How long did it take you to do those 10 tracks?
Oh man. Well, to entertain the supporters, let me just go ahead and give you just a little quick insight. A couple of those tracks I was sitting on. I'm gonna, I was sitting on maybe two or three of those because I wanted them to come out as a package and be a good package deal before I dropped them, instead of just dropping this thing and say, hey, look at this. I wanted it to have a head and a body to it, and the body is the supporting of the Universal Laws, and the head is the tracks that I've been sitting on. So maybe two or three of those I was already sitting on, so it didn't take long. But as far as the others, I mean, nothing more than a month and a half to finally go back and listen to it at least 9 and 10 times to say, hey, okay, I like this. I like the ins and out of it. And these are the songs that I'm going to choose. And I believe, the fans and everything like that will enjoy them as well.
Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely superb. What I was going to ask is, where did you get the title from, Universal Laws, and why?
Okay, Universal Laws. I'm a different type artist, a different type human being. I move with my spirit, I move with my insides. I understand a lot more of universal things than your average does. We are all energy. I move through energy. I you can recognize energy, as do dogs when there's danger. This earth is energy, so Universal Laws is pretty much the laws of the universe, law of attraction, law of polarity, different laws like that. There's many more and that's what I go by. You know, that's why I like to be out in nature and be into the natural things and get away from technology and get away from even a microwave, you know, something that's man-made. I like to get on things that's not so much man-made, just to get back, and I'll say it again. So, and that's exactly where Universal Laws came from.
I love it. I love it. So by any chance, have you read the Kabbalion?
No, I can't say that I have.
All right. Or are you a fan of the work of Bobby Hemmett?
Yes. I definitely listen to Bobby Hemmett. Brother Panic.
Yeah.
If you know Brother Panic is.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
Ashe.
Yes. Ashe. Yes, definitely. Ashe. You're right. And it's in just the other day. I'm sorry, ma'am, I can't remember your name, because I would give you a shout out right now, because you're definitely helping me on a whole nother level of ascension and my growth right now. I can't think of you right now. I will get back to you, I promise you, you know. But yes, I'm very aware and very familiar with those guys.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So would you experiment with different frequencies then in your music and different tunings?
Yes, I do. Very, very much so. You know, but you know, we can't, not too much, you know, not too much, you know. Now I can't tell them why, you know, I'm just coming out in 2021. I already got a couple thousand fans and it's growing, and I'm going to blow up and go viral, because there's other things I put in. Like I said, I make music, yes, and it feels good to rock too, but I feed your soul. I feed your spirit. And that's why when they hear, a lot of people hear it, it kind of hits them and surprises them, because I'm not just coming from music. I'm coming from a whole different, let's just say, realm of energy and creativeness. I am music. I don't just make music.
I noticed that in one of your one of your where did I see it, that you are music? I also saw another one which basically said was it feel the music, don't just hear it, or something? Is that right?
Yeah. Yes, I say don't just hear, listen.
Yeah, don't just hear it, listen. That's right. Yeah, that's right. And I think the difference between hearing and listening is attention and focus, isn't it?
Very much so.
Brilliant.
Very much so.
Absolutely superb. So regarding do you have a musical family?
Well, I actually do. You know, I have a very athletic family as well. I had an uncle who was doing the drums and everything like that for Ludacris when he went on tour and did his live shows.
Wow.
My uncle's the one that did the drums for him. But it's a couple other kind of underground, more old schooler. If that's a word, is old schooler a word? You know,
it's now
more old school. More old school fellas that did things with a lot of your older bands, your BB Kings, your who else? The Temptations. You know, I have a bud who you know, his uncle was with the Temptations and things like that. So, but my family's a lot more athletic. You know, I have a couple people in the NBA, NFL. Had an uncle who's running back for the Phoenix. Well, I guess it was Arizona then. I guess Arizona Cardinals. There was Phoenix Cardinals then. I guess it was. Uncle, you know, played basketball. Antoine Carr, you know, for the Spurs. You know, I had a couple of my cousin Gerald McCoy, D-line, you know, for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You know, a couple of guys. You know, a lot of my family is very athletic in the sports ordeal.
Wow. And you've also got a brother, T That Truth. So tell me more about T That Truth.
Say that one more time.
I
didn't catch you.
You have a brother called T That Truth.
Yeah, T the Truth. Yes, very much so, man. Me and him, and that's how I kind of got out on my solo deal. Me and him started off with Fam Up Music, back in the, a couple years back, and we got to rock, and we had a couple of deals on the table actually from a song we made called Big Rims and Dollar Bills, which was bananas. You know what I mean? I have to get that to you one day, which was crazy, and but the paperwork end of it wasn't what we was trying to settle with at that time, and what we were trying to grow as far as being our own bosses and partnering at that time. We didn't quite have the leverage to be able to partner, so it was more of the paperwork leaning towards how can I say it, not too much of being our rights on it, you know what I mean? So we didn't really want to sell it over, but he took off and he has his own construction company and everything, right? That he had a big opportunity to be able to do that, and he kind of went and slid into that. Me and him talked about it. Me, I was more of the performer, the music head, the pusher, the wild man. And so, I went ahead and went off on my solo venture and went back. I rebranded. All my paperwork's legit. I'm fully legit all the way around the board. Made sure that was legit. I made sure, I had a couple of marketing things in place. Before I came back out, I made some different songs. Went back into my library, went back to my creative space, made some different songs, and chose to come back out in 2021 on a solo venture and take it on head first and see what it brings to me.
Absolutely superb, brilliant. So, I take it that there's a podcast that I love, right? And it's called the Producer Grind Podcast. And they have some very, very interesting individuals that come on there and talk. You have industry lawyers that come on there talking about fighting for rights, talking about the points system with record labels, producer points, and all the rest of that. So I take it because you learned everything from the ground up yourself. Pro Tools, probably read through the manual of Pro Tools. I'd imagine you probably spend time in the more boring but the more business side of music as well.
Yeah. That's go ahead.
Would you say it's is it still the same old situation where the record labels are basically trying to but basically get as much as they can out of you, and it's a constant. So do you have an industry lawyer? Do you have like a musicians union? Do you have someone fighting for you?
See, now I do have my own music lawyer. Yes, sir. My answer to that is, pretty much yes. If you don't have your business right and you're trying to come out and say you have pretty decent music people are rocking with, but you're not witty, and you're not having hands out or you have a little bit of time in this game to see how things work. They're gonna get you, if you're not careful, you know what I mean? So me, that's one thing that I wanted to make sure I did is have my back end right. My business end is right. I own everything that I talk about, my real life entertainment, anything like that. If they have to talk to me when and as of right now, as we speak, to let people know, I have a couple of deals on the table with some big time labels. I have some major indie labels as well as some major labels with things on the table. And there's money there that most people would just do backflips into an ocean full of sharks over. You know what I mean? But the fact of it is, the fact of it is, money's not everything. You need it, but my money's gonna come because of who I am and what I make.
Yeah.
So that's the factor. It's going to come as long as I keep doing what I'm doing, taking care of my business and stand on top of my business. The music's gonna take care of itself because great music will sell itself. Somebody hear it, they're like, "Oh, who is that?" Word of mouth is gonna sell itself. So I'm going to blow up regardless. You know what I mean? Because of who I am and the music I make and what I put my mind into. So I wanted to make sure my paperwork was right. So when I did, go ahead and fill these deals out that I have, or somebody else comes with me with a better deal, that's talking about some type of partnership or talking some, maybe even a single deal growth or something like that. It's not just, hey, I'm going to, how do they say it now? Pretty much 360 you. Hey, I'm going to, I want to do this, but I want to have a 51-50 and I'll be the 50, or, the label say, hey, I'll be the 51. Well, now you're with just the 1%, you're actually the sole owner of my material. Not too many people know that. Even with the 1%, changes everything in the game. So I wanted to make sure that I was witty on that end of it. Wanted to make sure that everything on my end was correct, because I'm going to blow up. My music and everything is going to blow up. It's just a matter of time. So whoever I partner with, as I'm looking at these deals that's coming across the table, I want to make sure what's in them, and talking with my lawyer, is exactly of something that's going to be lucrative for both of us. I don't mind the label making money. You know what I'm saying? Because they have the machine to get you huge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you gotta have you gotta have the machine work for you. You can't work for the machine. And a lot of these big time names I've talked to, they know that with me. And that's one reason why, I'm not just the biggest whatever, because I could have been assigned something by now and been blew up whatever, but the back end of it wouldn't have been right. I'd have been in so much debt, but it took me years to get out of it to even see a dollar. It'll look good to the fans. I'd look good to them riding these cars with jewelry on, but on the back end of it, I'm still sleeping in an apartment. I'm still struggling to eat. And I did not want to be that type of artist. So I wanted to make sure I took care of everything. So now I'm hitting the ground running. So, I'm ready to talk to labels. I don't kick out a label. I'm not that type of independent person. But when I do talk to them, I will own my rights to my music. I will be able to control what I'm doing. And we're both going to make millions of dollars. We're both going to make good money, and we're going to have a great business partnership as I go through this thing.
Absolutely brilliant. Superb answer. So I was going to hit it from another angle. Well, firstly, make sure you definitely keep hold of your sync rights for film sync work.
Definitely.
And also, on the flip side, you have people that went totally independent, such as Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace. You know what I mean? And that's a real challenge to do that as well. So I'm sure people like Nipsey would have motivated yourselves. So I think okay. So regarding so we spoke about the creative process, the recording process, and how you how many hours are you actually putting into in a studio to make one song?
To actually make the song, it takes me probably about 30 minutes, 20 minutes to make one song, to an hour to make one song. Because when I go, how can I say it? I do a lot of my rough draft and a lot of my kinks and outside of the studio. When I enter that studio, it's game time. And that's how I treat it. I don't go in there. A lot of times I don't, like I said, I be out of nature. I don't go in there. I don't practice. A lot of people practice in their studio. I've done that plenty of times. I've been there, done that. I don't practice in the studio. Just like a lot of the Lakers got their own practice facility. They don't practice in their game place. That's where my game is on. That's my game time. It's time for me to go. It's time for me to eat. It's time for us to lock down and handle businesses. We ain't coming in here to play. We ain't coming here to talk. We ain't coming here to smoke and drink and kick it. That's not where we do this at. You do that outside there. We coming in here to play this game. We gonna practice later. You know what I mean? So when I go in there, it takes me about an hour, maybe just an hour to get in there. Okay, this is what we doing. This is the song we have. Let me lock me in, lock the doors. Let's get after it.
Wow, what a focused work ethic. I've learned a lot there myself. So basically, your mind associates the studio that you go to with just pure work. Get in there, get the job done, and get out. So militant.
Very much so, man. I go in there and I lock in.
Wow. Now, regarding hurdles, what would you say your the biggest hurdles you've encountered to date so far as an artist?
It would have to be being able to keep up with everything, pretty much myself. You know, a lot of everything that I do myself. I make my own everything from the ins and outs, to the promoting ins and outs. You know, I even reach out to other promoters, marketing firms. You know, invest in myself with money. You know, I've actually lost money investing into the wrong thing,
Yeah.
and you know that's a hurdle for you as an independent artist trying to, how can I, in a way, trust what you're not sure of. You know, hey, I do this, and this is what I can do, and blah 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 blah. And I say that to say this: you're thinking that's good, it's looking good all the way up into the money, into the moment your 250 or 300 is gone and nothing came out of it. So you know the hurdles is investing in yourself in the right way and losing money because you didn't. The hurdles is having to keep up with the social media and stay relevant. The hurdles is figuring out what's trending, what the sound is, you know, making sure that you know you're still sticking to you and people are still liking what you're doing. Even if you are sticking to you, you still have to check your analytics to make sure even your fans are still interested in what you're doing. You know what I mean? So those are the main hurdles that I have, is pretty much doing a lot of this on my own. So that's another reason why I'm not, you know, X'd out about a label, because, you know, having that monster and having that machine of a team would be, you know, greatly appreciated in a big up and up for my brand, you know. So that's probably the biggest hurdles is trying to, you know, pretty much stay relevant in a nutshell.
Wow, great answer. Now, regarding is it still the case where finding good management, which are genuinely hardworking, is like finding gold dust?
Yeah, man, that's the most difficult. Man, it's so many artists now, and really with how, you know, the independent scene, so, you know, it's kind of building even more. Now it's kind of like it gave even people who wasn't sure about rapping a little umph to rap even more. Like, dang, you know, I guess you can, you know. And it's like you wasn't even thinking about rap, but it's like the independent scene got so big. It's like now they're on rapping, you know. So it has grew. It has grew so big with just the independent part of it that has became the difficult part, because now everybody is using anything to show their art. Does that make sense? It's hard to explain it, but as far as, like I said, TikTok, it was you had to just grind from the streets and do it. Then, you know, you had like Soulja Boy like that brought it to the technology of the YouTube. And then you have you know, Instagram, you know, had its little reign that was so strong, you know, and then next thing you know, TikTok came out, and now you have these artists that nobody knew about. That's these young artists that's even getting signed now out the blue, just off of, you know, they have so many followers on TikTok. You know what I mean? There's so much out there right now. You know?
Very, 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 very true. Very true. So, I was gonna ask, do you your 3 favorite songs from other artists and why?
Ooh, I like that. Okay, my very first one, I have to go way back when I was younger. It was something about, you know, and I did an interview about this with Block One Records and actual Capitol Records as well. Did an interview with them.
Wow.
Was Biggie. Yes. One of my favorite songs ever, if anybody know me know, is Juicy by Biggie. You know, just what he's talking about, the story of, you know, I was just trying to, you know, feed my daughter, you know, right in front of the place right there when they called the cops on me, you know. I didn't picture this being like this, and now I see my name on the wall, you know what I mean? Like Mr. Rabbitat, Mr. Marty, you know, it just what he's talking about from, now I'm buying my mama this right here, but all they seen was a fat ashy man, a fat ashy black guy, you know, at first, you know. So that's a song that I like. I love Nip's I love Nip's Hustle and Motivate. I love his Victory, the actual song Victory Lap. You know, the album is great, but that actual song Victory Lap with Stacey Barth, if I'm not mistaken, that you know, that does something to me, you know, that gives me that feeling.
Yes.
You know, and I'm trying to see what's another song. And if I went in just to my tape deck right now, Boosie is in my tape deck, and the song that I have in there is "You Don't Know Me Like That." You know
Wow.
what I mean? And if you haven't heard that, you have to listen to it. He talks to me. I'm a person about concept, about good real music. He talks to me, and he is my soul, and that's you don't know me like that. Judge me by what I had, judge me by this, that, and other. But somebody step outside, they could judge you too. So those that have to be, some of my top 3 songs. I'm gonna play that Big, I'm gonna play that Nipsey, I'm gonna play that Boosie.
Wow. Thank you. That great answer there as well. Now, what's your favorite food and why?
My favorite food, and has been forever, man. I love Italian. I don't know what it is about it, but I'm a spaghetti noodle, salsa, fettuccine, and Alfredo garlic bread type guy. So I'd have to say spaghetti, man. Some Italian food, yeah, would have to be my number one.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So, can you cook it well yourself?
Actually, I could make a mean pot of spaghetti. Actually, man, I like cheese in mine. I like to make mine real cheesy, and I don't like it too how can I say, wet and saucy. I kind of like mine thick and hearty. I'm a country boy at heart, so I like mine thick and hearty.
Wow. Favorite drink?
Favorite drink? Which drink are we talking about?
Both.
Under 21 or over 21?
Both.
Okay. We go over 21. I like Crown. I sip Crown. That's what I am. As though I will let them know I'm not a big drinker. All my closest friends know I'm not a big drinker at all. Yeah. I go the other way, but I'm not a big drinker at all. But if I do, I'm gonna sip me some Crown. When it's not that, I like me a good bottle of Gatorade, good bottle of water. I got me a bottle of Gatorade, bottle of water. Right there. And if it's not that, I'm gonna go with Snapple Apple.
Snapple Apple. Okay.
Gotta have some Snapple Apple in the studio with me. That's a must. So yeah, that would have to be, definitely.
Absolutely superb. How has lockdown affected you? Like, has it benefited your creative process in terms of being, time?
Yes, very much so, and I'm sure a lot of artists can agree on that. Without being able to even set up performances or tour much or anything like that, an artist, a lot of time, I'll gonna, a little secret of an artist. A lot of time, an artist has to have things to distract them from their creativity, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it's always flowing in them. Something always flowing, like I could hear something on the radio and it'll sound like something, or like the birds hit something, or it might land at a certain time and it sounds like music, like art. Like even an artist without music who's painting pictures, when they go to look at a plant, you might just see the plant. They're looking at the colors of it. They're looking at the ins and out of it, the shadows on it, because they're always in their art form. A lot of artists, and I'm sure I'm speaking for pretty much all of them that take it serious, has things that distracts them out of their creativeness. Like them going to do stuff is distracting them out of creative, because at all times they're in creative mode at somehow, some type of way, if they are what they say they are. So for me, the quarantine has helped me a lot, man. It has helped me get back into, my thoughts, sitting there, make some great music, play with some sounds, play with my voice a little bit, help me I've kind of just tried to reach different things that I haven't quite done yet. I've made a couple of, believe it or not, I've made a couple of country songs. I'm actually a country guy, so it comes to me natural. So it's not a reach. It's actually, I've made a couple of those, but it's helped me with my vocals, trying to work on my vocal range, my harmonization and things like that, to be able to use my voice as another instrument. So I can say, and maybe speak for a whole lot of artists, that the quarantine, has helped us a lot.
Absolutely brilliant. In September last year, you did like a live recording where you're basically performing live in front of the camera, and when you started it, you said about the elephant Ganesh, and I thought, wow, it's spiritual. So tell me more about that live recording.
Okay, very much so, man. That's actually what I do, man. That's my practice. That is actually my counseling. That is, I make a lot of music, believe it or not. I make a whole lot. Like I made the Universal Laws mixtape as I was putting out live recording full hit songs on my Instagram. You know, at 450 Universal Laws is my Instagram. If you look on there, it is full of live snippets of me making hits, just hits after hits after hits after. I mean, you can literally click on each one, and I'm not just saying that being biased. Any type of level, any type of color, any type of race, it doesn't matter. Go listen to them. They're hits after hits. You know, I really don't try not to curse much. I really try not to use too much derogatory words. Some of them come out, but I try to find a different way to give that same feeling, but with the easier, more listen on the ear.
Salute to that. So when you first messaged me, right, I thought, I'm sure you mentioned is a hit maker. He basically makes hits, and I thought this guy's a bit confident, yeah. So as soon as I heard the music, I was like,
and I wanted to make a song, and I went ahead and I was feeling that song right there. So I went ahead and I just turned the beat on. I turned the recording on. I said, hey, it's time to get one. I feel like making a hit. But it's actually my counseling. It's my practice. I speak to myself when I make music. That's my release. So all the great music that I make and people love, they go through the same thing. And that's why I'm growing the way I am and spreading the way I am, because a lot of people can relate to the music. So that's kind of where that recording came from. It's just, practice and making sure I get me some mental reps and stay witty.
Well, to be honest, when I first heard the 3 songs that you sent over, the first thing I said to you was, we need to arrange an interview. I thought, this guy's brilliant.
Yes, I remember that. And I respect that, man. Thank you.
No. Thank you, because if it wasn't for individuals like yourself putting the hard work in, I wouldn't have a job. You know what I mean? Because I'm about showcasing new music. And okay, so tell me, a funny studio or live performance story, a funny story.
Okay. Now, live performance story, I'll hold off on that one on another time, but I do have a funny studio story. and I'm not going to put the names out there, But okay, most everybody, they get in a session, you get your nice little smoking session going on. Well, I got me a smoking session going on in the studio. And we have a couple bongs in rotation, but we have some newbies in there with the bongs. Well, this bong water had been, the second studio night bong water. We're stalled there. Well, instead of taking it and doing it, they proceeded to tilt it. And tilted all the old bong water straight down their throat. And the whole studio went nuts. And that is 100% true. If you guys are watching this right now, hey, much love to you. I didn't say your name. I didn't say your name, so I still give love to you. But I'm still laughing about it. I'll never forget you drunk that bong water, So yeah, so that right there had to be the craziest, most. I mean, we couldn't even record. I couldn't even every time, and I take recording very serious, So I went in there. I'll be like, I'm ready, and I'll get into it, and after the first 3-4 bars, just I'll just lose it and just start laughing. We literally had to take a full time out from recording just so we could regather ourselves. You just drunk bong water, you just drunk old bong water. So that's just a funny story, man.
Wow.
Love you guys, man, for life.
We've got a Spotlight radio show, which have logged in as well.
Say that one time.
We got Spotlight radio show, which have logged in.
Oh yeah, very much. Tell them, hey, shout out to TA Tess Allen, man. That's down in Houston, Texas. I did a couple of things with them, performed with them. I was on their radio show. It's a great radio show. You guys, please go check it out. You know what I'm saying? Spotlight Radio with Tessa Allen. Follow her on Instagram and tune into her show. Man, it is a great show. She's had some of the greats down there as far as down in Houston scene. She's had Lil Kiki, She's had man, I mean, a lot of them. I can't even think of them. It's been so many, but a lot of the greats in Houston, Texas, she's done interviews with, I've been one of the artists that was had the pleasure to be able to do an interview with her, and I thank you.
Yep, you have many. I think she's given 6 blue hearts, and she said that his freestyle is crazy. So I'm gonna check out his freestyle.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, much yeah, you know it, baby girl. Every day I grind. You know how I work. You've seen me work. You know, the people that you know around me, they know how I work. You know what I mean? They know I take it very serious, and I am music. You know, I'm a great guy. I laugh. I'm always joking. But when it comes down to get down, I'm every bit about that business. You know what I mean? But I'd rather be smiling and having fun. Like my new song coming out, a word from Pac, drops on the 9th. And actually it's a spin off of his song Smile, just to remind people that we're going through so much. You know, it's time to remember to smile. Yeah, everything is bad. Just look around. A lot of things is bad. There might be something going on bad just in your household. But I just want to remember even what Pac said, you know, with Scarface in that song when they said smile. And that's what I'm coming back with is on the 9th, my song Spotify, all music streaming platforms. A word from Pac 450. April 9th it drops, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. I'm telling you, you guys gonna love it. Feature my one of my good friends, Jewel Simone, is gonna be great. Her voice is crazy. She took on the smile part for me, and oh man, I think the world's gonna love it.
Wow.
April 9th.
So that's tomorrow, isn't it?
That is tomorrow.
Wow.
Yes, tomorrow, everybody. Tomorrow, April 9th, Spotify, all streaming music platforms. I'll actually even have it up on my I have on my YouTube. I think I'll go ahead and put that on there for everybody. I might go ahead and do it at exactly 12 to let it get, you know, let it hit at that same exact time. Somebody might even go look for it. You know, if people are lucky, I might do an email blast tonight. Everybody that's signed up for my email blast, I am 450 for life. I may do a since you are signed up for my email blast, I may do an email blast tonight to leak you guys a song before it come out. That's from me to you.
Wow. Salute. I'm going to give a shout out to Spotlight Radio Show from Radiation.London. If we can ever be of any help to you over here in London, our side of the pond, we'll gladly help out. So, you know, of course. So
Definitely, man. Yes, thank you.
it's standard. So okay. Regarding any favorite plugin or hardware in the studio that you love, favorite microphones, favorite anything?
You know, I record out of the baby blue.
Wow.
It's something about that I like. It's called, you know, the baby bottle, the blue baby bottle mic is what, you know, a lot of people call it. I record out of that, and I actually have recorded out of the Gold Road. I think it's Rode RD, the Gold Road mics. I actually like those as well. But I like the blue. I'm very big on the blue brand. When I've tried a lot of mics, but that one to me seems like it brings a wider sound along with your grit behind it. You know, I kind of like my grit behind my sound and my music. I don't want it too professional and too smooth because I'm not too professional and I'm not too smooth and I'm not perfect. You know what I mean? So I really don't even want to get so far into digital that my music sounds exactly perfect and synced up. I like that grit behind it. So I chose to, you know, go with that mic. No specific plugins though at all.
Salute. So when you mentioned the Rode mic, did you mean like the Rode Classic 2, that microphone, the big fat one?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a
Definitely.
sexy microphone, dude.
Yes. I like it.
Well, I think Adele, I think she tracked one of her first few singles on that with Paul Epworth on the the Road Classic 2. But don't forget, there's a lot that can be said to modifying the microphones or changing the tubes for Jan, which is Joint
Yep.
Army and Navy, new old stock valves. Or, sorry, you call them tubes in America. We call them valves over here. So yeah, to change over tubes. So over here in the studio, we've been experimenting with changing over to some quite expensive valves, and it's made a massive difference to some of the microphones that we have over
Yeah, it's
here.
very expensive. Yes.
Yeah, it is. It is expensive. So salute to you, man. I'm very, 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 very proud. Could you please send me over the rest of the tracks as well, please, for Universal Laws?
Oh, I sure will, man. I'll definitely get them over to you ASAP, man. When we finish this here, the next few, they'll be right in your email, buddy. We stay in great contact.
Definitely. And who would you like to collaborate with, and why?
My very first collab that I want to do and why would have to be Rod Wave. I love his emotion in his music. I love, I can relate to it. I can relate to the pain. I can relate to some of the parent struggles. I can relate to the environment struggles. I can relate to the jail time, getting locked up. I can relate to guns. I could, but his passion, what he sings about and how he sings it with passion, it motivates me as well. So, I had a lot of artists, I would like to get Rod Wave on a song. I know he say he doesn't like doing too many features, work with too many artists, and I seen that, but hey, Rod Wave, if you ever catch this, you guys ever listen, man, I'd like to do a song with you, and it will be a classic, I guarantee it. So that's it. I'd have to say Rod Wave, and just because of his passion and his push and his drive, it motivates me as well.
Salute, man. Okay, now this is a bit of a deeper question, right? Is there anything that you've changed your mind about musically, such as you did something the wrong way, or maybe you felt you're wrong in something that you did in your either career or in the studio?
I would have to say, oh man, that's a great question. My main thing that I have changed my mind to is I have it tatted on me. It's called the Serenity Prayer. And the main part of that that grasps me and that I'll live by and die by for the rest of my life is to accept the things I can change, accept the things I can't change and change the things I can.
Wow.
There's a lot more to it, but that's the main part that grabbed me and that's and that's what I've been changing. That's what I've been working on a deep level, to let my supporters and everybody know. I've been working on just self to be able to let go. Letting go is hard. Believe it or not, letting go is hard in real life of things that you even thought was going to be there forever. There's so many things you think is going to be there forever that's really not even supposed to even be on your path. You have to learn to let it go because something better is coming in. So as far as a change and as far as something that I've changed on, that's what I've changed within myself, to give my fans a insight on me and on the deep side of what's going on with me. Reason why I've been so focused because I've been so focused on self, and me being a better person to anybody and everybody, no matter who it is, and trying to be able to let more stuff go. It ain't really letting it go. It's understanding from a different point of view. Like, I might be mad that you got mad and said something crazy out the way to me, but it's like, I got to stop and think, hey, 450, if somebody says something like that to you, how would you react? So their reaction, is it, I need to start stopping and thinking more and seeing from a different POV and just learning how to let go, accept the things I cannot change and change the things I can. And that's what I've been working on.
Salute. So I take it you're looking forward to going back and performing live?
Yes, I cannot wait. As we speak, man, I have a couple of big performance setups that I'm trying to seal the deal on, as in opening up for Lil Baby,
wow,
as in open up for Quality Control, as in opening up for being a cast in a new film that's coming up, put on by Wealth Nation and Miss Lisa Thompson. You know, they have a film coming out. I'm trying to, you know, put myself in that as well. So I can't wait to be able to, this whole ordeal kind of lets up so I could get back and, you know, put my face in front of people. Like, performing is my thing. You know, I love it. You know, I'm a very outgoing person, you know, so I love performing. I love getting in front of the crowd. I love hopping off the stage, going to interact with the crowd. I love that energy, you know, it feeds me. So, you know, I can't wait. I can't wait to, you know, give the fans something new to see in 2021. A new me, a new sound, and I just, you know, I can't wait. That's actually my niche. That's my perk is performance. So I'm ready to get back out there. I'm ready to get on the road. Anybody want to link up and do some openings of tours? Hey, I'm open. I'm available. You know, get with me on any of my social media. They all contact straight to me.
Absolutely superb. Well, is there anything which I haven't asked you or that I've missed out in total? Like, is there anything you'd like to add?
You know, not really. You know, I would like to just say, you know, take this time to humbly say thank you to all my day ones. You know, there's some people, you know, that's been there since day one, literally seeing me from football, still trying to do music, to transition, to breaking my ankle, still not giving up, still making full ride scholarships to play football, which transferred into this music, which actually helped me rub a lot more shoulders to be able to get a lot more fans in different areas so my music will spread. So all my day one supporters, I say thank you. I have a Universal Laws is out right now, all music streaming platforms. You can listen to it actually on my YouTube, Frank 450 Simon. Please YouTube that. You listen to it there. As well as I'm working on my new mixtape called No U-Turns, because I feel like, you know, at this point of where I'm at and going on and how far I've came, there's absolutely no U-turns. You know, so my next mixtape will be centered around no U-turns, and actually you guys will start hearing where I'm going with it, and you'll get to get a POV, hop in the driver's seat with me, and you'll get to see how I'm steering and which way I'm turning with the no U-turns, because there's no turning back. And not only that, like we was just talking about, tomorrow, A Word from Pac, you know, that drops all streaming platforms. Guys, please go buy that. Go play it. Go buy it. You can listen to it on my YouTube. Look in the description. It'll give you a link to go buy it, to go play it. You know what I mean? So let's just get that. Let's get that spin and get that out there. I'm a brand new artist. So, you know, of course, my fans is not 10 millions, but they're growing. You know, I'm at least a solid 1,000 to 2,000 fans right now, and you know, and it's growing fast. You know, I'm just trying to put myself in different positions as of this interview, you know, and accept the different things to be able to get my name, my face, and my brand, which is For Life brand. And the meaning behind that is, what do you stand for life?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's my brand. I just want to get that building and everything. And I just take this time to say thank you, guys. I got a lot of things coming. I'm doing a lot. So bear with me, you know, and it's quality over quantity. So if I'm going to put something out, you guys know it's going to be great. If I say it's coming, it's coming. Tomorrow, let's go. Word from Pop. Smile.
Absolutely superb. Brilliant. This interview has been sponsored by Melanin Power, EPSSB. And people are asking, what the hell does EPSSB means? Melanin Power, EPSSB means efficiently processing sunlight since birth. Melanin Power. So,
yes.
Yeah. There you go, man. We're not playing about.
I like it. Yeah, and I like to say, you know what I mean? And another thing I like to say, though, is that this is Frank 450 Simon, and you listen to Radiation, the #1 station for the Asian invasion.
Yes! Yes!
There you guys go, man.
Yes!
Thank you for tuning in. You guys are awesome, man. I thank you guys.
Thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure talking to you. I've learned a lot, and we're here to support on every project that you do. To send it across, bro.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate this interview. I appreciate your time, man. And hey, thank you, world. You guys will get tired of me, because I will be here for a long time. Got a lot to talk about.
I love it. God bless you, bro. Bye.
Oh, Yes, sir. Thank you. For life, 100.
For life, bro. Bye, bro. Bye. Loving it. Loving it. Perks of the job. So, yeah, that was Frank, 450 Simon. A real pleasure to interview him. And, wow. A Word from Pac comes out tomorrow.